Oh my God, you're back again. So beautiful, it's practically a sin. So bad. Why did I sound like Britney Spears? Anyway, it's true though. I'm glad you're back again and you are looking beautiful. It's practically a sin. So with that, let's just read people's problems on the internet. Who am I? For calling my partner a dick. A duck. And refusing to clean to her crazy high standards. When is it okay to call a woman a dick? Not many circumstances, but we'll see. My partner and I have been together for 3 years. We have had a few run-ins about the cleaning. I'd say I am a clean and tidy guy, but don't get fussed about the odd thing lying around. So it means you're not a clean guy. Oh man. I just left a cereal bowl out for like 3 months and it grew an ecosystem and it ate my girlfriend. I don't know. My partner is extremely clean and anything lying around, she says, causes her brain to stay active. For example, kitchen spray on the kitchen side or some washing up on the kitchen side. It probably would bug me as well, and I'm not even that much of a clean freak. I don't like clutter. We devised a rota where our jobs are completely separate to try and avoid further issues. My jobs are feed the cats, 3 of them and all different needs. Okay, I have 5 dogs and a cat and cows. Feed them every morning. Manage and pay all bills. We're separate 50-50. Okay, that's a normal adult thing to do on your own. Clean the cat litter. Also takes about 2 minutes, all right? Wash up, hoover, empty bins, put bin out on bin day. It seems all pretty normal. Edit, we share cooking and shopping. Quite literally bare minimum seems like for a half and half. I can, reading that list, I could think of about 5 times as many things that she's probably doing. because I'm the cleaner. I'm not good at cooking. We know that in my relationship. I'll cook. I'll try. I'm not as good as Caleb, so he'll cook oftentimes and I'll clean, and we are in happy harmony for that. We agreed this is fair and about 50% of the workload. I actually think mine is a bit more. That's crazy that you think that, but okay. Yesterday, she comes home after I've had a day off work. We both work full-time hours. All my jobs are up to scratch, apart from the hoovering, and the house is semi-tidy in my opinion. I'd brought her flowers and was looking forward to seeing her. Okay, that's sweet. Bringing flowers is sweet. She sees a few things on the kitchen side, and the kitchen isn't hoovered. Oh, and I didn't rack up the new toilet roll I bought in the holder. She has it written all over her face. She's pissed off. She sits down and tells me she feels let down. This hurt me and made me feel like whatever I do, it's not enough for her. This is why we have divided the jobs. She says I should have done more. Clean the kitchen, her job. Okay, so and cleaning the kitchen's her job? Dude, that's another big job. Which is fine again, but like it doesn't mean you can't put something away, you know? That's where the problem is. It's like it's okay to have certain jobs, but that doesn't mean you don't do anything. Like it's not like just because I most of the time like would do the laundry doesn't mean Caleb can just like throw something on the ground like in front of the laundry basket. Like that still is like, dude, just throw it in the basket. Like it's just those little, it's like almost like a microaggression. Clean the kitchen, her job, and put the toilet roll away. She's livid and I tell her she is being a dick. I feel like a lot has happened behind the scenes before this where it's just built up for her. I feel like you finally divided the jobs and you can't even do that. So I'm sure like it's all building up. I apologize for the last part pretty quick and ask her to recognize my feelings of how I feel on edge when she comes home at times, and sometimes I just want to relax in my own home. She doesn't seem to see my side or hear me. We tried talking again tonight, but it goes round and she says she doesn't want to live here anymore with me. I'm not perfect by any means. I leave stuff laying around. There's a shirt on the couch. There's a bowl I left out from last night. You know, me and Caleb are not perfect at all, but we're on the same wavelength with it. You know, it's like, let's just go to bed. We'll clean it up in the morning. Or, you know, it's like, oh man, well, that laundry pile really piled up. It's just like, you do have to be on the same wavelength with that stuff when you live with someone. So, and I feel like there was almost compromise with these lists, but you're taking it like to the letter, not even because you're not doing all the jobs. And I feel like she's just kind of at her wit's end and is tired. So, and it's fine. Maybe you just need to be with somebody that's not as clean and not as like needs to have things done. Maybe you guys just aren't right for each other. But I do think you're the asshole, especially for calling her a dick. Also, let me know what you think down below. You're the asshole for thinking that's half of the housework. That's exactly what I said. No way is vacuuming, washing up, bills, and cats half of keeping a house clean. You do not understand that she is then covering all of the kitchen cleaning, all of the tidying up, all of the dusting, cleaning the showers, cleaning the toilets, making the bed, exactly, folding the laundry, cleaning all the windows and mirrors, and cleaning all the, appliances, exactly. Plus, you admit that you had not done your job of vacuuming and then acted surprised when she was upset at you for not doing your job. Yeah, I'm on the same page. There's totally times where your house is gonna get messy. It's not perfect. I remember I made a video on my main channel where I was cooking not too long ago, and my kitchen behind me was a fucking mess, and I just didn't clean it, and I just cooked, and everybody's like, oh, it's so nice to see like a normal kitchen. I'm like, yeah. Who's like pretending that their kitchen's clean all of the time? And if it is, that's awesome. Good for you, but mine isn't, okay? Agree, you're the asshole. I live with someone that is more tidy than me. For him to feel happy and enjoy being home, it has to be clean to his level. He would be stressed and feel uncomfortable if I live under his standard of cleanliness. Why? Because I am not uncomfortable when it's that clean. He would suffer if we lived on the standard my bar is. I am a clean person, don't get me wrong, but he can't stand a full sink of dishes. Mine is not far off from his, but I do the extra because I care for my partner. That is exactly it. Most of the time, one partner's gonna be cleaner than the other, and the other partner just needs to amp it up a little bit. I know when I lived on my own, man, I was a pig, dude. I didn't give a fuck. But then when I moved in with somebody, I'm like, okay, now we're gonna have people over. I need to keep this tidy and everything. You gotta be on the same wavelength with that shit. But yeah, you bit of the asshole. Let's move on. Am I the asshole for giving my husband the silent treatment back? Ooh, I am definitely the person to talk to about this because I'm the queen of silent treatment. I've been known. I've been that person. It's not good, but I've been that person and I've reflected. So let's just read this. This is a long story, but I'll try to keep it short as possible and hopefully it will still make sense. My husband, 41 male, and I, 29 female. Okay, that's not bad. I was like, whoa, that's a big difference. It's really not. It's like, what, 12 years? So a little bit of an age gap there. I've really hit a low spot recently. We have been married for 9 years. Together for 11. 9 years, 20, so she was 19. Whatever, let's not focus on that, I guess. Anyway, recently I have noticed some very red flag behavior. It's always been there, but it's like one day I just woke up and remembered everything. But the story is about one particular event. He spends money freely, whenever, on whatever he wants, while I'm expected to ask permission from him. I'm usually scolded for asking for money to pay for our daughter's sports or even groceries, and I'm told that whatever I want or need money for is a waste. That's a massive red flag. We both work full-time jobs, and I deposit my entire paycheck into our bank account. And I use that term loosely because I only have access in the sense that I could physically go to the bank and get them to print a statement. Okay. I was gonna say, like, does he make all the money but that wouldn't be an excuse either, but nope. You work full time, which this is crazy. He manages all the money from there. When money gets tight, he tells me to stop spending, even though I'm only buying groceries and gas to get to work, while he continues to spend the same. Over the last month, I noticed that anytime I asked for money, even for budgeted groceries or emergencies, like when I blew out a tire and had to get a new one, he would get mad at me and usually refuse, or I would have to ask again in a day or two. It's like you're living with a parent that won't help you out or something. It's so weird. Hence, the age difference might be a thing. It might be like a little power thing. He would scold me and say things like, quote, don't start with me asking for money, or we can't spend money like this. I would be more understanding if I were spending frivolously, but I really don't think I am. I'm feeding a family of 4 on about $120 to $150 a week, aside from the $150 tire repair. I feel like that's reasonable. Yeah. That's reasonable. Anyway, I noticed this becoming a pattern, and when I tried to bring it up to him, he basically told me that what I said wasn't true and that he never acts like that or says those things. So here's where I may have gone wrong. I decided to record him whenever I asked for money, or we talked about things that would cause the same outbursts. Well, he found out before I was able to confront him with the recordings, and he lost his mind. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh no, if this type of person finds this, he's going to explode. He then went through my entire phone and found one single conversation where I had mentioned to a mutual friend that he had gotten mad at me for spending $150 to fix my car tire the same day his new $600 radio came to the house. He immediately accused me of wanting a divorce. Oh yeah, you need to run. Get that divorce. I know you didn't say it, but you need to run. This is horrible. This is gaslighting, manipulative, controlling 101. It's insane. Said I was trying to twist facts, called you childish. That's insane. Immature, dramatic, and even compared me to his ex-wife. Oh my, who is this man? He was furious about the fact that I recorded him. When I explained that I recorded him because he often denies saying or doing things, he cut me off, saying I was lying, and launched back into his accusations. Hey, keep those recordings for the divorce, because those are really gonna help you out. He said things like, I thought we could be grown-ups and just sit down and split things up, but I guess not. This went on for 10 to 15 minutes before he told me to take our daughter and leave. Oh my God, when this happens, like when somebody else gets fed up and they're like, you leave. It's like, no, you leave and cool down. Don't tell me to leave. What is happening right now? I left for about 2 hours, then came home and apologized. This guy's had control over this woman for so long. Like, she didn't even get to grow up before he had his claws in her. I told him I was sorry for recording him and admitted there were better ways I could have handled things. Nah, I feel like that was for your own protection and honestly insurance for this divorce that I hope happens. That I shouldn't have tried to prove to myself I had the right to feel the way I felt first. I reassured him that I wasn't trying to get a divorce and told him I deleted the recordings. All he said was, I appreciate you saying that, and tried to ask if he wanted to talk about it, but he said no. And when I pressed if this was no, he didn't have anything to talk about, or no, he didn't want to talk to me. He told me he just didn't want to talk to me. I gently tried for the next 3 days to talk to him, even about simple things like, what would you like for breakfast? But he ignored me and wouldn't even look at me. This is a literal, quintessential man-child. He only talks to our daughter now, and it's been 8 days of him giving me the silent treatment unless absolutely necessary. He's walling you out so you climb back over that wall and come back to him because he did something wrong. You caught him doing something wrong, and he's just putting it back onto you. Yeah, he's just gaslighting you. This is so incredibly sad to read, and it's so obvious from the outside looking in, but I understand like why she feels like that. I mean, she's been with him since she was barely out of her barely 20 years old, it seems like, and maybe even before that. We don't know. Like, they've been together for 11 years, but maybe he knew her beforehand and they're just together now. There's a reason that age difference is like, ooh. Like, if you get with somebody when you're 30 and they're 50, that's infinitely different than when you're 19 and 40, you know? Like, you're a different person. At least you have grown into an adult at that point. So anyway, it's just, it makes sense. A horrible sense, but it makes sense. At this point, I've stopped trying to reach out. I apologized and meant it. I tried to talk and resolve things, but he acts like I don't exist. This whole situation seems insane to me, but maybe I'm too close to it. His reaction feels like kind of response you'd expect if someone had been unfaithful. You are very correct. You're very correct. That could absolutely be a thing too. It's pushing, it's projecting, it's all those things, which of the two of us in this marriage, that label wouldn't fit me. I get that I should have handled things differently. I could have tried bringing up the issue more times than I did. No, you already brought them up. You're fine. And I understand needing more time to get over it, but truly I wasn't planning anything with them, I guess, other than to prove I wasn't crazy. And edit, it's also worth noting historically, he has had no problems with recording people when he was the one doing it. Okay. Dude, what? He recorded both of his sons talking about issues when they were younger and recorded phone calls with his ex-wife. You need to pack up. Pack you and your kid up and get out of there. Get as much evidence before you leave of this, because this is insane. Absolutely insane. I want to see what the comments say. You married him when you were 20 and he was 32. It's not surprising that he's controlling, financially abusive, and only considers a fight over once you apologize. You've been taken advantage of since you were 18. Groomed is what happened. Next step, isolation. You know, there's, you know, relationships where it works out or whatever, but there's more circumstances that I've seen where this kind of relationship happens when the one partner's significantly younger than the other in like their teens and stuff, and it's always like a controlling thing. It does make a difference when the age gap happens. My current relationship that I entered into as a 38-year-old with a then 49-year-old definitely has a different vibe than a relationship I had at 23 years old dating a 38-year-old, 100%. As we get older, the age gaps don't matter as much, and that's why relationships like OPs fail as the youth fog is lifted when the younger party actually grows up. My sister is trying to get away from someone like OP's husband that did the same thing to her. Yeah, age gap is yeah, when you're younger, it's scary. Trust me. There's words for what your husband is doing to you. I would open a separate bank account and deposit your paycheck into this account that only you have access to. Start your exit plan because what he's doing is plain wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Great advice. Definitely make your own bank account. You were an adult. You can do that. Absolutely. And you can start putting it in, and he can literally do nothing about that because it's your money. Yeah, that's definitely a really good first step. What do y'all think down below? Has anybody else experienced anything like this? Just so sad, dude. Not the asshole though. My lord, your husband's the jack asshole. He's the devil. My lord. Let's move on though. Let's read one more. Am I the asshole? Boyfriend peed the bed and is mad at me for my response. Oh my god, what is with all this gaslighting that's happening? This sounds just okay. Whatever, we'll see. I don't know. My boyfriend, male, 27, and I, female, 23, just moved into a new house and bought a new mattress. Last night I woke up to a wet feeling under my arm and hand. My boyfriend was already up and in the bathroom. When he came back, I asked him if he spilled something on the bed or knew why it was wet. He told me that he thinks he peed in the bed. I asked him again and said, wait, are you serious? And he said, I think I peed in my dream and peed in real life. I'm just imagining this happened to like me or Caleb, and it would just immediately just be laughing. Like both of us would be like, what? Like, how did this happen? And then we'd proceed to probably clean it up, probably go sleep in a different bed or like on the couch probably, and then clean it up in the morning. I'm just playing it out in my head. That's what the situation would be. We are both half naked at this point, and I'm just surprised that he actually did wet the bed. I asked him to go grab stuff to clean it up, and he told me that it was fine. Okay. I asked him what he meant by that, and he grabbed a towel, laid it on the wet spot, and got back into bed to go to sleep. Don't sleep on pee, dude. I mean, you can, I guess, but I wouldn't. I'd be sleeping on the ground. I pulled the covers off of him and told him that he needs to go grab stuff to clean it up because I don't want it to get stained, and it's a new mattress, and we don't have a mattress cover for it yet. He told me that it was fine and I'm overreacting. That statement naturally pissed me off and told him I'm not going to sleep in his piss, and that's not fair to me. He told me he'd clean it in the morning and that's not a big deal and doesn't warrant the reaction I have. That was not the solution I wanted, so I took all the sheets off the bed and threw them at him and told him to sleep on the couch. It was very irritating hearing him tell me that I'm overreacting because I asked him to clean up his peed-in bed we both sleep in. He then knocked on the door 10 minutes later asking for a new blanket because the one I gave him smelled like pee. I can just feel the tension and it makes me so uncomfortable. It scares me. There's no cover. He was okay with just you sleeping in the bed and him sleeping in pee together, whether there's a towel or not. It's very weird, like 13-year-old, 14-year-old boy behavior. I think that frustration, we don't know what time it is either. You're probably both really tired. I can imagine the frustration. I understand the reaction. I don't think you're the asshole. I think he's like the idiot. What? What even is happening right now? Comments say, not the asshole, and get the pee remover used for dogs because soap and water won't do the trick. 100% right. Also, get a waterproof mattress cover. I had to get one because I had an elderly cat who would sometimes pee on the bed. The way he was so blasé about it makes it seem like he's done this before. Yeah. Maybe. Another comment said, I've actually peed in my dream and peed in real life too. I woke up from it and I immediately cleaned it. So no, you didn't overreact. Peeing in your dream is how almost everyone ends up peeing in the bed in real life. Happens at all ages, just more common when you're younger. Yeah. Not the asshole. That's disgusting, and it's really concerning that he thought it was at all appropriate to curl up and sleep in a puddle of pee. Yeah, it's like not disgusting to accidentally pee the bed. I mean, you're only human, but to, curl up in the puddle of pee and go back to sleep with your partner is it's a little fucking weird. I almost wonder if he wasn't fully awake, thus the realization 10 minutes later that the blanket smelled. Yeah, maybe. Also that, I know when Caleb wakes up, like immediately, he's like not actually awake for at least 5 minutes. So any conversation or anything we talk about is kind of null and void. So, maybe we can give him like that super tired benefit of the doubt. I feel like he had to have been awake by the time you were like, no. I mean, he was in the bathroom, like cleaning himself off and everything. So I don't know what he was doing in the bathroom, but he was in the bathroom. So I don't know if I buy that totally, but I don't know. Or if he's like a sleepwalker, but we're just gonna assume that it's not the case. But actually, there's an update, so let's see. Thank you guys for the quick replies. This was my first post on Reddit and don't use it very much, but after he left for work today, I really couldn't get the situation off my mind. I thought I'd see what y'all had to say. I'll address a few comments from the first post. First off, I wish it was fake, but I really did wake up yesterday to piss in the bed and ended it arguing with my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I have only lived together in small stints here and there before, but this is the first time we have owned our own house, just us. No, he doesn't have a drug or alcohol problem, diabetes, takes meds, and wasn't drinking that night. He just worked an overnight shift the previous night and he was pretty tired. He's never done this before since we've been together, so that's why I didn't believe him at first, and we don't have have a lot of money right now, so we got a mattress from Walmart for $300. For those of you bashing that detail, lol. We both ended up cleaning the pee after I threw the sheets and blankets at him, and I took the bed because our couch isn't big and I really couldn't be bothered to move to that couch when I felt like I did nothing wrong. I was tired and wasn't thinking that part through entirely. Also, he is not a horrible abusive boyfriend, have a fetish, etc., like some of the comments have said. And I didn't throw him out of the house. He was truly half awake and was just not responsive the way he needed to be after peeing in our bed. He got back from work today with flowers and my favorite ice cream. He told me he was thinking about what happened last night all day and that he was sorry. We love that. Okay, great. He apologized for dismissing me and that he was disrespectful. I told him that the only issue I had with the situation was him telling me I was overreacting for me wanting to clean up that he peed at the moment. That wasn't fair to me and expect me to be okay sleeping in his pee. Let me be clear, I understand accidents happen, but to sit there and tell me my response to needing it clean ASAP is unwarranted is insane. Yeah, especially since you don't have a cover. I understand all the reasoning and you just got a new mattress. I totally get it. I appreciate the gesture and I did read what you guys said. He doesn't have an underlying trauma or alcoholic issues. He just peed the bed by accident. I wasn't shaming him for peeing the bed. I was mad at his response. Yeah, it didn't seem like you were shaming him at any point. You were just like, wait, really? That's wild. I'm trying to be understanding that he was tired and wanted to go back to bed, but at the same time, this affects both of us. I just needed him to be responsible and acknowledge that what I said was valid and he needs to grow up. He did order a mattress cover that will be here tomorrow. So until that's on the mattress, I don't want him in the bed with me. I think making him sleep on those sheets and blankets did jolt him awake to realizing the gravity of the situation. I'm still a bit hurt from how he handled the situation selfishly and was inconsiderate, but he seems pretty remorseful, so we'll see how we both feel later. That's it for now. Thank you guys for your advice. I think he made up. He's like, sorry, I was a piece of shit. Could have been tired. Could have been a lot of things. I feel like it's a little, it's not that big, a tiny, itsy bitsy little speed bump. It's not a really big deal at all. I don't think it goes deeper than this, especially with how I reacted, like coming back and being like, I'm sorry, get a new mattress and all that kind of stuff. So you handled it well. Accidents happen, but your feelings and boundaries are valid. I'm glad he's taking responsibility and mattress cover will help. One very important lesson here, never use the dream toilet. Yeah, never do it. Never do it. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know sometimes my opinions are dumb and I'm just sitting here in a room by myself and I don't really have anybody else to talk to. So let me know if I'm dumb. I love it. I'm a glutton for criticism. So let me know what you guys think down below and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye.